So, I am Sean James, and I am way up in, where are we? I've never heard of this place. How do you pronounce it? Agila? Okay.
Agila.
And this is my friend Elizabeth Whitehead Hitchens. We are both graduates of the Niagara Park School of Horticulture, and I know nothing about pruning lavender. And Elizabeth does, so I thought it would be a really good idea to communicate to people how this works. And I couldn't think of anyone better.
Thank you, James.
So,
John.
it's okay. It happens all the time. So, what are we looking for? What's good? What's bad?
Well, should we start ideally with the ideal growing conditions for lavender?
Sure, absolutely.
This is not ideal, actually. There's a little bit too much clay in the soil. So if you want lavender to grow in your garden, it really needs to be very well drained. So ideally, you would add some grit or something into the hole to provide some good drainage. Or if you have sandy soil, that's perfect. It really likes full sun.
This is good though because it's on a hill, right?
It's on a hill.
Yeah, so it gives it some of that.
And it just clears, it gets probably about 5 or 6 hours here, which is not ideal either, but it's surviving okay. And of course it's a Mediterranean plant, so if it's in wet soil, that's the biggest killer for lavender.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if it's, as long as the soil is quite dry in the winter, then it will survive quite well.
Okay.
So this was not pruned after it flowered last year. So
that's what all these guys are, is last year's
so
flower.
last year's flowers are here. So you can take those off. I'm going to nip it back a little bit. So the problem with lavender is that it can get very leggy, and if you don't keep it quite well pruned. So what we're going to do is, we'll start over here. You see with this one here, it's got new growth starting off down the stem, which is perfect. Which is what you're looking for. So we can prune that back to just above a couple of buds in new growth. Lavender very often grows from the very base, so you can see some little buds starting way down here as well. So you're not going to hurt it if you cut it back quite hard.
Okay.
What you can do is just cut down to some growth here.
So as long as you're leaving something.
So long as you're leaving some leaves. You have to leave some leaves there.
Okay.
And then, of course, there's that little hormone at the tip of the plant that that will then be cut off, and hopefully some buds will break down here, and then you can reduce the leggy one further.
Now, when you say leggy, you're talking about a long stem without much side growth.
Yes,
that's
I'm talking about
leggy means.
Ones when they get really old lavender plants that look like they're all growing to one side and gangly and what have you.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, I was doing this all wrong. See, I was being way too scientific about this.
Hmm?
I was being way too scientific about this.
You were?
Yeah. I guess growing up in southern Ontario, I always figured that lavenders were finicky things. So I was being super delicate.
I think it depends on your experience and where you are. Of course, you can always manipulate things a little bit to help them to grow. But
so you're just trying to sort of make it globe shaped-ish, like that's your.
Really, these are out of shape already.
Okay.
And there's, when the new growth comes on, it'll take on its own nice bushy form.
Now, do you worry? Like this guy here's got very little growth on him. Should I be taking him off, or do we go after the dead stuff in the center? Or
you can take it off down to that. Oh, I can't remember which one it was now. There.
Okay.
Take it off to just above some green.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, that's what I've generally found.
Okay.
You can see we're down below here. We got covered in the snow a little bit more. There's lots of new growth down there.
Interesting.
So it's protected from the weather.
Yep, same as rhododendrons and calmium.
It's a Mediterranean plant, so it didn't evolve in Ontario climates. So it does very well, really, when you think about it. I'm going to take that back a little bit.
You're just trying to take the leggy stuff off back closer to the base.
A little bit, tidy them up. lavender is a very popular plant. People make little weavings out of the flowers on the stems. They weave them together and make like little popsicles of with the lavender flowers inside, so they can pop them in with their clothes or the bed linen
And
to
it's
make
good
it
for
smell nice.
generalist pollinators as well, is it not?
Oh yeah.
But there's all the specialist pollinators, and then there's a whole stack of generalists.
Yeah. I'm sure
And the trick is to promote both.
Yeah.
Support both.
That's the one. So when you've got a lavender plant that looks like this, that's what it'll finish looking up like when it's pruned. Ideally though, if you prune it after it has flowered, prune it back 2-3 inches into the foliage.
Okay.
When it has flowered, then it will encourage new growth to start back here, which will be a growth for this year.
Ah, okay. All right.
Ideally.
Yep.
So
Yeah, because it looks a little scary.
This didn't get done last year, so
Okay.
if
We
you
went
like,
from this to that.
yes, when
Excellent.
it comes on and looks a bit better, I'll send you a photograph.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.